Kia ora whānau, hello family, no mai. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Cyrus Henry. Today for Tuesday Tips and Techniques, I will share with you 7 ridiculously simple steps on how to cultivate self-love. Why is it important to cultivate self-love? An esoterical, spiritual answer would be because we are love beings. That's what we are. We are love. But what actually is love? What is it? There's a cute video of interview video of asking kids, what is love?
Love is like over a gillion stuff. Helping someone even if you don't want to. When your parents or your teachers don't tell you to. Giving away stuff that you really like. If they wanted toys, I'll share.
And love is many different things. For me, what comes up for me is love is not something you do, but you can do actions that present and demonstrate love. Love is a state of being. And I explain this concept of states of beings and emotions. For example, you cannot do love, but you can be in love. You cannot do joy, but you can be in joy. You cannot do fear, but you can be in fear. What I'm trying to share here is a state of being, meaning a state in which we are constantly resonating at, we're constantly in. I am in a state of love. And however that shows up for you may be different. So why is it important to cultivate self-love? Because love, for me, is this energy that just comes up the body. It's this energy that expands my heart. And it's like a flower. A flower comes out of the ground and it just comes to this point, and then boom, in a moment of spontaneity, blooms. And so what I'm hoping to share with you with these 7 ridiculously simple steps of how to cultivate self-love is to teach you, to share with you tips and techniques on how to inspire that blooming in every given moment. So it's always in a constant phase of blooming, because we don't want to just bloom and stay there. We want to go bloom, bloom, So we're just constantly cycling and moving and being in this state of love. So that is why I feel it is important to cultivate self-love. And before you start this journey, maybe you should ask yourself as well, why is it important for me to cultivate self-love? So, 7 ridiculously simple tips on how to cultivate self-love. Number 1, this is a technology hack. So what you're going to do is you're going to download a sleeping app that allows you to record a voice note and set as your alarm. That's the most important part. So what you're going to do once you have this app that allows you to record a voice note as an alarm, is you are going to record a love letter to yourself. You are going to record a love letter to yourself. It can be between 10 seconds to a minute long. If you're only just starting this journey of creating self-love for yourself, you can just simply record, I love you, I love you, I love you, for as much as you want. The idea is you're going to set this as your alarm, and then when you wake up every morning, you're going to hear this love letter to yourself. You're going to hear your vibration, your frequency, you telling yourself how much you love yourself. Because what happens when we wake up in the morning, we're in an alpha state in the brain, which means that we're more susceptible to programming and to taking on new ideas. So that is tip number 1. Tip number 2 is what you're gonna do is every morning and night, when you brush your teeth, if you brush your teeth, is you're gonna brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. What that does is it activates the subconscious part of the brain. And when you're brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand, activating the subconscious part of the brain, you were just gonna say, I love you, the whole time you are brushing your teeth. Pretty simple, yeah? We're just integrating it into our everyday life. That is tip number 2. Tip number 3 is drink ceremonial cacao. Some of you may have heard of cacao. Some of you may have not. It's very accessible to get because it's a very available plant all around the world. Drink ceremonial cacao. What cacao is, it translates to the fruit of the gods. And what cacao does is it releases a chemical in the body called anandamide, which is known as the bliss chemical. So this cacao, this drink, is a heart expander. Energetically, it expands your heart, and physically, it opens up the blood veins in the body to allow more blood to pump to the heart. So it's called the heart opener. Cacao is a teacher plant, so plants can teach us things. And so, get some ceremonial cacao. If you just do some research, there should be someone in your community somewhere that is doing a cacao ceremony. Drink ceremonial cacao. Tip number 3. Tip number 4, the power of intention. Now, when we sleep, depending on how long you sleep, between 3 to 6 to 8 hours a night, there's a whole night where something can happen. So what I do, and what I'm sharing with you, is I set intention when my head hits the pillow. I set intention for how I want to sleep. Sometimes, depending on what is happening, is what I'm doing the next day. Is I want to set the intention of waking up refreshed and energized. I wanted to set the intention of cultivating presence. I may have had a very intellectual, emotional day. I want to set the intention of integrating my emotions and what I've learned to date. So for the purpose of this cultivating self-love is you can set the intention of deepening in love. For example, it could be my intention for this next 8 hours of sleep is to love myself more, is to love this part of my body, to love this part of myself. And that's programming the subconscious, and that is the last thing your consciousness hears, experiences before it goes on this 8 to 6 hour journey of sleeping. That is tip number 4. Tip number 5, gratitude. Gratitude is the attitude. If you don't know what gratitude is, it is thanking yourself. It is accepting yourself. It is having gratitude for, often we hear, I have gratitude for you. Now it's having gratitude for yourself. All the things you do, all the little things you do, all the things you do for yourself. Gratitude. Simple way to do this is either pen and paper or on your phone is start to build a list of all the things you're grateful for. You can just do one a day. And for example, for me it would be, I am grateful for my brown skin. You can just start about physical things. Then you can start about personal traits, your values, your pillars, acts of kindness that you have done. And you just want to add to this list and build a list. Build a list of all the things you're grateful for about yourself. The frequency of gratitude is also a heart opener and allows us to receive the frequencies of love. Build your list of gratitude. Gratitude is the attitude. That is tip number 5. Tip number 6. Now I said there was 7 ridiculously simple steps, but I do know that quite often a majority of people have a bit of an aversion to writing, but it still is simple. What this step is writing a love letter to yourself, pen to paper. Dear, your name, I love da 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 da, and just write, and make sure you sign it, love, ... Write a love letter to yourself. I would often write love letters to myself. In the earlier In my earlier years of healing, in my earlier years of self-awareness, I would write love letters to myself. I would actually write love letters every day. And in my journaling practice, because I would do a daily journal entry, I would always end it with, I love you, Cyrus. I am proud of you, Cyrus. And whether at that moment it's hard, at this moment if you're still building your relationship with the word love because of your own experience, of lived experience of your relationship with love, go through that resistance of saying it and writing it. It will get easier. We're just reminding the body, the mind, the unconscious, the subconscious, the heart of what it truly is, which is love. You are love. You are love. And so we just want to remind the body. And these are all just tips and techniques to invite you to remember that you are love. Last tip for this video is meditation. About 3 to 5 minutes of your time every day. You can do it morning and night. What we're going to do is we're going to bring our left hand to our heart and our right hand over the top of our left hand. We're going to breathe into our belly button and into our pelvis. You're just going to imagine breathing down there. Breathe into your belly. Imagine a balloon expanding in your belly and then contracting. What that's going to do, it's going to ground you. It's going to ground your energy. Now, in your mind's eye, in your imagination, you're going to imagine a red sun. A red sun in the center of your chest. This is going to represent your heart. And what you're going to imagine is you're going to imagine the sun growing as you breathe. And it gets bigger and bigger every time. Now you may start off with a little sun. It might be this small. And maybe in one session it may not grow any bigger. But you're going to cultivate that love. And each meditation, each time you do it, it may get bigger. And you want to go slowly but surely. And if it just wants to stay here for that meditation, that's okay. The intention is to expand but not to force it. And so left hand on your heart, right hand over top, breathing into our belly to ground the energy, imagining a red sun, breathing in. Feel the undulation, the breath of that sun that represents your heart. Do this for 3 to 5 minutes. That is tip number 7. That is our 7 ridiculously simple steps on how to cultivate self-love. Self-love and love is such an important way of life. To be in love with life, to be in love with yourself. To experience love, first you have to be love. To experience the love in relationship and work, in everyday life, first you have to cultivate that love. Be in the state of love. The external world reflects what is happening internally. So if the love is suppressed, if there is no relationship with love, you will not experience love externally. So cultivate love. I love you. I love you. I love you. Tihei Muriora.